And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Virgo for the whole of 2020. Now, obviously, sun sign forecasts by nature are generalised, but this isn't going to affect all of you, but hopefully it's going to affect most of you. And it is safe to say, to be honest, that Virgo, you're one of the two most positive signs to be in 2020. In fact, you're probably top of the leaderboard as far as 2020 goes. You're possibly the best sign to be. Now, I'm sure a few of you will go, oh, but my life is so hard. But actually, for the vast majority, for 90% of you, if you look around, you'll see that the world is actually in a bit of a mess, and you're not so much getting away with it, but you're not being affected so strongly as most other people are. So let's get a few of the basics out of the way, and then we'll look at the bigger picture, particularly in terms of who's being influenced. Let's start with the Virgo new moon on the 17th of September this year at 2020. This is a great new moon. It's at 25 degrees of Virgo. It's exactly trining Saturn, well, not exactly, but 0 degrees, within half a degree of trining Saturn. So this tells me that for all Virgos, but particularly those born around the 16th, 17th, 18th of September, that the time around your birthday is just a great time for you to be launching, beginning, fresh starts. Anything you begin, initiate, start, instigate at that time around your birthday is going to go very well, and I see no reason why it shouldn't then prosper and thrive over the remainder of the year. The Virgo full moon is going to be on the 9th of March. Now, this is taking place at 19.5 degrees of Virgo. It's particularly going to be challenging those of you born around the 11th and the 12th of September, because that full moon, okay, so it's trine Jupiter, but it's also opposite Neptune. So I'll come back to this in a minute when I talk about the influences of Neptune. Mercury is going to whiz through your sign in the space of 3 weeks. Mercury will be in Virgo in 2020 over the period of the 20th of August through to the 5th of September. 2 weeks, really fast movement through Virgo. And Venus isn't going to be hanging around in your sign either, for which many of you will be grateful, I'm sure, because Venus in Virgo is not the easiest place to have Venus. Venus enters Virgo on the 2nd of October and leaves on the 28th of October. Mars is not going to be in Virgo in 2020, for which many of you will then breathe a sigh of relief, no doubt. However, Mars will be in the opposite sign of Pisces. Mars will move into Pisces around the 13th of May and continue there until about the 28th of June. So the second half of May and all of June, many of you will go through a 2 to 3 day period where you feel you're getting your buttons pushed, where you can find there's a degree of irritation, impatience, frustration. Short and sharp with Mars, mid-May to late June. The earlier in Virgo you're born, the nearer it will be to mid-May. The later in Virgo you're born, the more it will be towards the end of June. But there will be a 2 or 3 day period where I'll be saying to all of you, count to 10. Now, I said that 90% of you are going to have a really good year. Let's just deal with the 10% of you who aren't. I can hear the collective sigh of, oh my God, is he going to talk about me? Well, some of you, I'm sorry, but I really am. I'm looking at Neptune in your opposite sign of Pisces. Over the last year or two, Neptune's been opposite the Sun of those of you born around the 7th and the 8th of September. 6th, 7th, 8th. And it's been a confusing, disorientating, discombobulating time with a lot of uncertainty, a lot of weariness and fatigue. Now Neptune is moving forward. And over the next sort of 6 weeks through to mid-February, Neptune is finishing with the charts of those of you born around the 9th, 8th and the 9th of September. And Neptune will be a distant memory by the time you're into March. However, during the coming year, if you're one of those people born around the 10th, 11th, 12th possibly the 13th of September, then Neptune is going to be opposite your Sun. What this means is that if you're normally running on 95, 98% battery, then this year you're going to be running on 90. You will have occasional days, 1 in 100, where you wake up and you just go, oh my God, I'm exhausted. And you'll just want to have a long hot bath and then go back to bed for the day. And this is recommended. If you recognise this, it'll happen 3 or 4 times over the course of a year, and you actually treat yourself and go back to bed, then the next day you'll be fine. If you fight it, you may win, but then you'll get taken out for a week. It is not illness, disease or infection. It is weariness, tiredness and fatigue. And particularly those 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, maybe 13th of September. You may find that if you're older that eyesight issues start coming up, but there's 1 or 2 mysterious little things happening that you can't put your finger on and that make you feel a little bit more tired or disillusioned. This will pass. The key word here is fatigue. So look after your body. Lots of hot water, lots of hot baths, lots of walks in nature. It will pass. It's not the sign of anything seriously going wrong unless there's other contributory factors. The rest of the outer planets are doing brilliantly. Pluto, for example, is dancing so well with you. Pluto is particularly auspicious for those of you born around the 15th, 16th, 17th of September. If you're one of these people, then you can expect this coming year to be a year of psychological growth, health, wealth, expansion. You're going to find that without even really trying, that you're going to become deeper, more forensic, that your resources and stamina levels are going to seriously improve. Saturn spends most of the year in Capricorn. And those of you in the short term, those of you born from perhaps say the 13th through to the 17th of September, you're going to find that the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of this year are actually really good for you. You can get a lot done. You can be far more effective and efficient and focused than normal. For those of you born from the 17th, 18th onwards through to the end of Virgo, this is an excellent year. Saturn will be trining your Sun over the period right the way through to November, and you should all find that you've got, this is not exciting, but it is steady, consistent, regular, reliable, clear structures and boundaries, and you can make a lot of things happen in a way that is diligent, efficient and effective. No need to rush. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Do everything the hard way. It'll guarantee success. Jupiter is also in Capricorn, and from now through to about say the middle of February, from the start of the year through to the middle of February, those Virgos born from the 28th, 29th of August through to 9th, 10th of September, you're in a good space. First 6 weeks of the year, you can get a lot of things done. There seems to be some pretty good opportunities happening. This culminates around that full moon on the 9th of March, which is actually very auspicious for many of you. After this, Jupiter smiles very much on those of you born from the 10th to the 20th of September. And if you're one of these people born in the middle 10 days of September, then 2020 has to be seen as a year of fortune. Not luck, but fortune. Luck is random. You can make your fortune. Again, because it's Saturn as well as Jupiter, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Do everything slowly and gradually. You should find that there's success. And there's an added bonus because Uranus is in Taurus, another earth sign. And Uranus this year starts off the year particularly positive for those of you born from, say, the 23rd, 24th, 25th of August through to the 29th of August. And if you're one of these people, the first few months of this year seem to hold a number of windows of opportunity. After this, those of you born from the 29th, 30th of August through to the 2nd of September, the time from April onwards, again, windows of opportunity. You will see chances, opportunities, happening around you. Suddenly people will be in your rangefinder. You'll see sudden new options at work or in community. And if you take these chances, you'll do well. And if you don't take them, you lose nothing. The stuff that's happening in the world this year isn't going to be directly impacting on you. You are the most fortunate sign in 2020. But with this fortune comes a degree of responsibility. There's so much positive energy around almost all of you over the coming year, the only exception being those 10% of you born from, say, the 10th, 11th, 12th of September. And even there, it's not too bad. There's so much fortune around, there is an obligation to use it, because you use it or lose it. If you take it for granted, it certainly won't be there in 2021. This is a year for all of you where you can make things happen and bring a lot more both structure and discipline, as well as fortune into your life. Put this together and it does talk well of business and financial situations. So it's okay to take chances in 2020. You're perhaps the only sign of the zodiac I would say that to. Not risks, but chances. Chances work more than 50% of the time. Risks don't. So all in all, it's looking a pretty damn good year. Just don't take it for granted. Big thank you to all of those Virgos who have helped me, especially with the donations, because I couldn't do this if it weren't for you people. Thank you. You know who you are. And for those of you who helped me with the workshops and the lectures, great. So for all of you, have a great new year. Cheers. Bye now.